If you're sick of pouring money into lead gen methods that never pay off, tired of chasing low quality garbage leads and just wasting your time, stop and listen. In this video, I'm going to rank the biggest platforms from worst to best so you can actually see exactly what gets you real results fast. And I've spent over 6 figures on these platforms together, and I'm just showing you from my experience and after speaking with hundreds of realtors every month. You'll learn strategies that can change your business in the next 30 days. So let's start by diving into the worst lead gen platform for realtors right now. So starting off with the worst channel that I've seen for lead generation for realtors is Facebook and Instagram ads. I call it the money pit, and other agents would tend to agree with me from the ones I've spoken with, right? So first of all, the promise with Facebook ads, what entices a lot of agents about Facebook ads, and why I'm assuming most of you, if you watch this video, odds are you probably at least heard of, or most of you have probably tried Facebook ads before. Now, they're really easy to set up. You're able to reach a ton of people. You're able to launch it super, super quick. But the reality with it is there's really, really poor targeting on Facebook. None of it is based on what people are searching for. So it's all basically you're interrupting someone when they're scrolling on their phone, whether they're on the toilet, whether they're bored. They have no clue that they're even looking for a home. They're really not in the market for a home, and they see your ad. And it's like, oh, see what your home's worth. It's like, oh, okay, I'll see what my home's worth. I have a brother who owns a home, right? And then they click on it, put their information in. You call them. They're like, oh, I was just looking around for my brother. I was curious what his home's worth. Same thing for a list of homes. If you offer like, oh, hey, see, get a free list of homes under under $500,000 in this market, and it's like it's not realistic to get a home under that in this market. You get a ton of people coming through, but the quality on them is terrible because they have the wrong expectations. They don't really know who you are. A lot of it is just super generic stuff, and that goes into the second point, which is you get a lot of just unmotivated looky-loos, not people actually looking to buy a home. Right, and the reason for that is the targeting. That's the main one. You're not able to target anything specifically. Now, you can do things on Facebook to manipulate the quality of leads that you bring in, but like using a video, for example. But if you're going to go do video, then I would recommend sticking around and waiting for the later platforms that I'm going to show you, where you can get a way better bang for your buck, way better ROI using the same video. Now, you also need to constantly be refreshing your ad creative, because on Facebook, every single agent in your market basically runs the exact same ads. So the ads, you saturate the market quicker. Right, you're not going to fully saturate the market, but these homeowners, the ones you actually want to reach, have probably seen 10, 20 other Facebook ads in your market just from agents literally posting the same exact thing as you. So if you're not doing something completely different, you're just going to basically position yourself as a commodity. And with Facebook, it's really more like 99% of the leads never convert. Right, I found the conversion rate with Facebook is about 1%. So only 1 out of 100 leads are typically converting, which is kind of crazy. You're getting leads for super cheap though, but if you're willing to sift through, then Facebook ads can be a really good option. But again, you're sifting through 99 to find one that's actually serious. Whereas I think your time can be better spent elsewhere, which is what I'm going to show you. And it kind of looks like this. Your money is basically being thrown into a black hole, right? So most agents quit with Facebook ads before really seeing an ROI, because they're running for a month or two. They're like, oh, these leads are absolutely garbage. And then this is the worst option if you want quality leads with Facebook ads. So that's the worst one. Now, next up is organic social media, which is basically Facebook and Instagram. What I've seen, you can get so many views with this short form content. I'm talking about Facebook Reels, Instagram Reels primarily, posting organically. I find what happens with a lot of agents is you can get a lot of reels, you can get a lot of eyeballs to your page, which I think is what it's used for, is getting views, getting eyeballs on you, on your brand. But realistically, you're not going to get many conversions from it, from what I've seen. Now, I've seen some agents who swear by it. They do get a lot of business from it, but the majority, I find, they haven't really ever got a call from it. They just keep posting to stay top of mind, right? It's good because it is free to implement. It keeps your sphere engaged, and it's really simple to post regularly. Now, what I would say though is stay away from hiring one of those agencies where they run just copy and paste stuff like tips to sell your home if you're not even the one in it, right? I'll say the caveat, this can be worse than Facebook and Instagram ads if you're just posting generic stock images and you hire someone to go do it for you, if they're not an in-house and they're not shooting videos for you. That's the one caveat I will say. Now with Facebook and Instagram though, organic, the bad is the algorithms severely limit your reach, especially if you're not using Instagram Reels. Now if you are using Instagram Reels, that can be a really good way to get out. That is a caveat with it. That's the best way to go and grow your channel. But even viral content rarely converts. I spoke with an agent a couple weeks back. One of his Instagram reels had, I think, 9 million views. He didn't get a single call from it. Not a single message, not a single call, nothing from it, because it's not focused on conversion. Like I said, it's focused on bringing eyeballs on your page. But if you want conversions, you're going to need to go and provide some more value. Not just, you can't just be dancing, going through open house. It's good, again, for beginning people to kind of trust you, to see you a bit more, but to really build that value and position yourself as a trusted advisor in your market, you need to actually provide value. I think the best way to do that is in the YouTube ecosystem, which is what I'm going to show you. And then it's also it's pretty time intensive as well. You got to stay really consistent while posting with really minimal returns. So if you have the time or you can outsource it, I would recommend doing it. It's always great to have a brand, right? The more people can see you and hear you, the better, but I wouldn't go out expecting to get deals from it anytime soon. That's from what I've seen. Right, and this is going back to it. The agent, 9 million views, 0 calls. So really, organic social media works better for brand reinforcement than lead generation. It warms up existing connections, but it realistically won't fill your pipeline with new business besides maybe a couple a year if you're really consistent with it and if you have a pretty solid brand. Now, third up, the middle tier marketing option is PPC, so Google Search Ads and your Google Business Profile. Now, I put these together in one just to keep it simple. So I'm going to start with Google Ads. What you can do with Google Ads, you can target active home searchers, but it does come with a high price tag in competitive markets, because the way it works is you're basically bidding for these keywords. So if you're in Minneapolis, Minnesota, and you're bidding for a keyword like homes for sale in Minneapolis, Minnesota, whoever's going to get the most business from Google PPC and basically dominate it are the ones who have the highest ad spend, and they're willing to bid the highest for those keywords. So whenever someone searches, they're going to see sponsored ads at the top, and whoever pays the most is going to rank higher and is going to get pretty much all the business, right? So it can work really well, but you do get a mix of serious buyers. A lot of the people who come through do have intent if you do it correctly, from when I used to run them as well, but you do get some tire kickers as well. A lot of times what happens is you get people who have intent, but a lot of times they aren't really qualified because it's all intent based. They're looking up, hey, homes for sale in Chicago. But a lot of times it's not guaranteeing that this person is going to be qualified, that they're a quality prospect coming through. And with it as well, you can see strong landing pages are very crucial for your conversion rate. So even if you have the right targeting, you have all the right stuff, you need to make sure you have a good landing page. Typically, IDX websites do work well for it, but you can even get it more specific, more targeted, higher converting if you use a targeted landing page. Now, the other side of it is the Google Business Profile. Now, this is, I'm sure you guys are all aware, when you look up, hey, realtors in Chicago, and then you see people with the most 5-star reviews pop up first. So this is good because it's just free local exposure with high buyer intent. And in one agent I work with, they have like over 1,000 5-star reviews, which isn't typical, but he gets, I think, 3 or 5 inbound calls just weekly after consistently getting those reviews. So that's the first step, is getting reviews plus adding professional photos on there equals just passive lead flow, and it's completely free. I think it's one of the best things you can do if you haven't done so already with Google Business Profile. And I think long term, this can be even better than, it's for sure better than PPC, because it's all organic, it's all consistent, and you're going to rank the top in your market if you just start accumulating those reviews now, which I always recommend. So these middle tier options balanced costs and quality with Google Business Profile, offering exceptional ROI for the effort invested. Again, I think it's probably one of the best things, the simplest and best thing you can do as an agent right now. Now, next up is YouTube Organic, which is the long game that pays off. I think YouTube Organic is probably one of the best things you can do as a realtor in today's market. Number one, not many agents do it right? A lot of them go out, they just post like, oh, check out my new listing, but like nobody cares, right? Unless you're like in the video and you're doing something like fun with it, you're providing value, like no one's gonna click on your generic stuff. That's what I see. A lot of agents, they just post super generic stuff. But if you can have a channel, and when I say the long game that pays off, that's of course if you're staying consistent and if you're posting the right content. So like the hyper localized content, like, hey, if you're thinking of moving to Chicago, then watch this video, or something like that. You make local content. A lot of times it's basically all relocation buyers coming in, but it can be super effective, right? So YouTube leads tend to be really serious and well informed because they probably watched hours of your content. They pretty much already done their homework by consuming your content over the last couple months, however long the time period may be. Some come in a week, others take a few months to nurture. Now, months 1 to 3 typically with it, here's a timeline for you from what I've seen. You're basically building the foundation with consistent uploads. You get minimal traction, but you are establishing your presence. You're going to start seeing the views increasing, subscribers increasing, getting more comments, as long as, again, the caveat is you're making the right content. Now, months 4 to 6, you're growing your subscriber base, and the early adopters begin to reach out with questions. And this is even for my channel. This is kind of what happened. The first videos were more kind of testing, seeing what worked, finding what's working. And then basically from there, you do start getting people reaching out, you start getting comments, and you find, hey, there is something here. But the way it works is like all the work you're doing in month 1 to 3, you're not going to see the results from those first couple months until about 6 months, 12 months down the line. So what you're doing today is going to be what's going to affect the results you're going to get in a year, right? So keep that in mind. It's not going to be an instant thing like some people think. And that's why a lot of realtors just frankly don't do well with YouTube, because they're just so impatient. They want results like this, but that's not the case. That's why the ones who stick with it are going to be the ones who just dominate the market. And then month 6 plus, that's when you do start to get a steady stream of inbound leads who basically feel like they already know you, like you, and trust you. Now, month 6, if you're lucky, you're going to start getting that like pretty steadily. But usually I would just set expectations. Typically 6 to 12 months is when you're going to start seeing calls coming in that window. Now, I've seen agents, they post for 2 years, they don't get a single call, but I look at their content and it's like, okay, this is why you're not really, yeah, you think it's good, but obviously it's not if you're not getting any response from it. So if you've been posting consistently for 2 years, barely get any business from it, then it's not something with your market. You can't go blame it on the market. It's something with your channel, because I've seen agents in every market, even agents with a couple hundred subscribers, getting 1 or 2 deals every single month from YouTube, and they've been doing it for like a year. It's just because they have the right strategy in place. So YouTube channel is one of the best free lead generation channels. If you have patience and consistency, your content is basically doing the selling for you 24/7. I think it is the best free lead generation channel by far, hands down. That's why I use it as well, frankly. Now, the best one, hands down from what I've seen, is YouTube paid ads. Now, let me break it down a bit if you haven't heard of them, if you're not familiar. But number one, the targeting on YouTube is pretty crazy. It's all owned by Google, but you're able to target someone who owns a home and is actually looking to sell their home as soon as possible, buy a home as soon as possible. You can target buyers or sellers, but it's all based on what they're actually searching for, because YouTube is owned by Google. So it's all based on if this person has intent, if they're really serious about buying or selling, and they look up on Google or on YouTube, hey, I need to sell my home as soon as possible, then those are the only people who are going to see your ad. So not only are we getting intent, but it's also quality, because we can make sure, hey, this person owns a home, and we know exactly what type of person they are, because Google has all that data on these people and we're able to leverage it. Whereas with Google PPC, you can't necessarily go that specific with it. Now, the second part, it's a pretty cost-effective reach based on the cost per view, right? So you're only getting charged for your YouTube ads if someone actually views it. So if they skip your ad after 5 seconds, you don't get charged for it. So that's why it can be so effective, such a high leverage platform. And an ad, if what you do is in the first 5 seconds of your ad, you say, hey, if you're thinking of, you call out exactly who this is for, who you're targeting. You say, hey, if you're thinking of selling a home in Minneapolis, then watch this video. Anyone who's not looking to sell is going to skip the ad, and you're not going to get charged for those people. That way, you're only going to be reaching and speaking to someone looking to sell in Minneapolis. And it's the same thing if you want to go for buyers, for example. But it's so effective if you have the right process in place to call out exactly who you want to target. Now, the third part of it is the most trust-building thing you can possibly do. You show your face and expertise repeatedly to build familiarity before you ever reach out to them. So by the time they come through, it's not like a Facebook or Instagram ad where they come through, they say, hey, who the heck are you? Why are you calling me? I don't remember clicking on you. It's like they remember exactly clicking on you. Odds are they've seen you 7, 8, 9 times. I find a lot of times people don't click on your ad the first time, but after they see your ad 10, 11, 12 times, they're like, okay, I guess I'll just click. I've seen them so many times, and they start to kind of position you as that authority, because if they see you on their TV, their phone, their computer, you automatically position somebody higher. Whereas if they were just scrolling on Facebook or Google and they see some just generic ad, yeah, I mean, they might want to click on it, but they have no clue who you are. Whereas like with YouTube ads, that's the whole goal of it, is pre-selling people before you ever speak with them. It just really speeds up the conversion process so much. Now, and I've seen as well, agents I work with, many of them book their first listing appointment within 1 to 2 weeks of launching YouTube ads, making it the most predictable system available. It's pretty much like your YouTube organic channel on steroids because it's basically the same thing, but what you're paying for with YouTube ads is to push it out. So you're getting in front of 30, 40, 50,000 people per month in your market who are actually serious to buy or sell, guaranteed, because I mean, that's what you're paying the platform for. So you can go that route or you can go with the YouTube organic route. Now, what I've seen personally is if you combine the two, that's when like you create something pretty crazy. Like you just get leads coming in like this, your organic channel all of a sudden starts popping off. You start getting more calls from your YouTube ads than your YouTube organic channel. It works together like a huge ecosystem, but these are the two best platforms. If you combine them together, and you do it right, and you have realistic expectations, if you can stay with this for 12 months consistently, even if you're a newer agent, you could be 1 year in the business, but if I went and got my license right now, and what I would do is stick with this for 2 years, and I guarantee you I'd be doing at least 6 figures in GCI every single year just by using these two things. And this is the best, I think the best thing that you can possibly do as an agent is take over YouTube, and still not many agents do it right. Now, the only tough part with YouTube, it is the hardest one to set up by far. You need landing pages, but the most important part is you need to have a really, really good, well thought out and well-crafted video ad that connects with your audience and showcases your value proposition, right? So the video on YouTube is the most important part. I've seen agents go out, waste $1,000 on YouTube, not get a single lead because they don't do it right with YouTube ads, right? So that's so important. You need to have a high converting landing page. You need to make sure you have a proper funnel in place. So basically, to summarize, if you're looking for the highest quality leads possible with the best ROI, YouTube paid ads are basically unmatched in today's real estate marketing landscape. It's the way to go, hands down, if you are really serious about getting high intent sellers and buyers coming through. And if you do want to start taking advantage or learn more about YouTube ads to skyrocket your business as an agent, to get more listings, buyers every single month, and get your first in-person appointments within 1 to 2 weeks of launching, check the link below, apply to work with me, and we can kind of go over a whole custom game plan based on what you're looking for, based on your market. So check the first link in the description below, go book a call. Other than that, thank you for watching. I hope you have value from this.